何を考えている、ヤガミライト。ミサが捕まればお前の身だって。そういうことか。なんてやつだ。ヤガミライトは私がミサの命を助けると。
In a previous video, we talked about Like Yagami and how he used stratagem 3, kill with a borrowed knife, throughout the series. The stratagem is all about using other people's resources to achieve your goals, from money, power, material/physical tools, and even another person's reputation. Light used both Ryuk and Rim's abilities and superpowers without the need to actually possess them, or even buy the Shinigami eyes. Light manipulated Ryuk's curiosity and addictions to apples and Rem's love for Misa. Now in this video I will explain another stratagem he used with Rem specifically. He used stratagem 24, obtain safe passage to conquer the state of Guo. It's a stratagem that involves convincing an enemy state or leader to allow you safe passage throughout their territory in order to attack another enemy state. This can be accomplished through deception, promises, or alliances. This usually works when you have multiple targets in mind. In this case, Light had to get rid of L, Watari, and Rem, L being the biggest target, followed by Watari, then Rem. In this order, because L is the smartest enemy, you get rid of your biggest threat first, right? Then the rest follows. And Rem, although showed displeasure in Light, she is still technically on his side because of Misa. What Light did was he used his less threatening target to capture L and Watari because they were on the verge of discovering that the rule that exonerates both Light and Misa is fake, virtually leading to Misa's arrest and her life being ruined. Rem couldn't let that happen, so she had to interfere and kill both L and Watari. Once the big enemy piece is captured, on your way back, you capture the target that was your ally in the process and get rid of them, this time being Rem. Rem died because a Shinigami can't save another human being's life out of love. It's what got the Shinigami jealous dead in the first place, and it was her demise as well. This stratagem is all about using your good relations with others to extend your reach. Don't be fooled by the simplicity of the ruse. It is a part of the repertoire and it should be studied. You might even need to combine it with other techniques you have learned from this channel to achieve maximum effect. Back in 658 BC, both the states of Yu and Guo were allies. Jing wanted to capture both nations but really couldn't achieve that because the harmony existed. Jin convinced the king of Yu with gifts and promises of the future, as well as planting the seeds of fear in his heart about the menacing intentions of Guo towards his state. Now being allowed the passage to the land of Guo, the big Jin army captured the state. The next step of the plan was for the king of Jing to distract the one of Yu and his best men using a hunting trip. In the meantime, a Jin general who was faking illness at the time managed to capture the state of Yu. The Chinese general Sun Tzu during the Warring States period used the same stratagem to be able to defeat the army of Chu and conquer their state. This stratagem might also be referred to sometimes as leaning on the little guy or the two-state stratagem. It understands that alliances do not last forever, and it creates alliances and breaks them based on that understanding and best timing. In daily life, the stratagem can be used, for example, by asking a friend to introduce you to an executive that works in the company where you want to be hired. You use what you have, which is your friendship, to go a little further. A psychopath might use his friend's connection to get a high position in office, and years and months later, could fire that friend from the office. Of course, this is not wise, but psychopaths don't care about such things. Stratagem 24 is about momentum. A simple success can be used in your favor to launch you ahead. The simple act of volunteering to raise funds can introduce you to people and relationships and give you experience that you can further use in the future if you ever decided to run for political office. Let's say a seller created an online ad trying to sell their car. He was hoping for 20k. He started receiving offers of 14, 15, 16k, and the seller started thinking about making the offer 17k, right? Now another buyer after this comes and offers 18k, with the option of paying 5k immediately. Growing greedy, he accepted the offer immediately and sent a rejection statement to all others. He started waiting for the highest offer to complete, but the buyer didn't contact him. He grew impatient and called. The buyer stated that he wanted to buy the car with that price, but after he talked it through with his girlfriend, she found a cheaper alternative. "Is it possible for you to negotiate over the price again?" he asked him. Well, since the seller rejected the rest buyers and he was in a bit of a hurry, he had no option but to do so. Eventually, he lowered the price to 14k because he was desperate. The crafty buyer made a fake high offer initially, so the seller can ward off the rest of the competition. And once the seller was isolated and with no other options, the crafty buyer was in the superior position and negotiated to the price he really wanted. This is a good application of stratagem 24. In business, a company may convince a competitor to allow them safe passage into a new market by promising to not compete in certain regions or industries. Later on, they can break that promise. In politics, a political candidate may secure the endorsement of a rival campaign by promising not to run negative ads or to support specific policies. In real estate, a landlord may convince a tenant to renew their lease by promising to make improvements to the property or by offering a rent reduction. As you have noticed, in most of these examples, the idea of borrowing route is most emphasized. To protect yourself from this stratagem, you must be aware of your own greed and blind confidence. Avoid business when you are in a hurry. It is best to use stratagem 24 when you are in a position of strength. When you are in a state of weakness, you might be inviting vultures and hyenas to pick up the pieces, instead of renting you a passage to victory. Light used this because both Amanimisa and the Death Note were on his side. Again, the stratagem is simple, but if studied, it can really be useful. Life is just few kicks. One chase, one opportunity to catch the next one, and the next one, and the next one. Don't be demoralized by the constant pessimism around you, in the media, in your life. I know that there is a massive psychological warfare used to keep you stupid, lazy, and sedated. That's why you should never give up. If you like this video, make sure to leave a like and watch my other videos on Death Note. You can also buy the Eye of Horus to practice your observation skills and gather intelligence from the people around you, so you can use it for better, you can use it for influence, and to improve their life. I'll see you there.